right into our community service. What Can You Do by Simone Robinson Ross. Simone Robinson Ross is an entrepreneur, community, youth resource advocate, business workshop facilitator, educator. She embodies the importance of family, legacy, education, and giving back. A generous portion of her time and energy is dedicated to service mentorship. Her passion is to expose youth to resources that contribute to the development of their personal and professional character. She works with the New York City Department of Education as a parent coordinator and assists with college advisement, community service outreach, and citywide youth employment opportunities. Everybody help me welcome Miss Ross for our community service portion.
Hi, thank you. Thank you, Dexter. Okay, so as Dexter said, I am currently employed with the Department of Education where I assist high school students and their families find community service and volunteer programs. I'm also on the board of directors for the Elmont Cardinals Youth Sports Club, and that's where I've spent probably the last 13 years providing community service. So I'm going to talk about community service and where you can be an asset to your community. All right, so community service is unpaid work as well as volunteer work, but community service is more long-term. It's usually intended to help people in a particular area for social use performed by one person or group for the benefit of their community. Slightly different from volunteer service. Hold on, I just lost my camera. Volunteer service, because community service is not always performed on a voluntary basis, meaning it's not always a choice. Some people have to do it as a requirement for certain duties, such as a graduation requirement for middle school or high school, class project or class assignment, to gain acceptance into particular professional or social organizations in school and beyond. And sometimes community service is a choice. The hope is that you're able to take something away from the experience and use that knowledge to help shape your interest and character going forward. When I was in 10th grade, we were required to complete 50 to 100 hours of community service or volunteer hours in order to graduate. I chose to work as a candy striper. And for those of you who do not know what that is, we dressed in not so cute red and white striped dresses that came down below our knees, hence the name Candy Striper, because we walked around looking like walking candy canes. I worked at Flushing Hospital. After accidentally wheeling one of my patients into a glass wall, I realized this assignment was not for me. So from that day on, I was placed in the pediatrics area where I answered phones, I helped out the staff, I helped with filing, helped with parents just to make them feel comfortable. This helped me figure out that organizing and working with children and families was something I was passionate about. I currently work with high school students, as I said, to help them coordinate and find their own community service programs based on their interests, their talents, and their concerns. It's always a great experience if an issue in your community or society sparks your interest enough that you want to do more and you want to encourage your friends and family to get involved and help you make a difference. That's what's called community service learning, where you not only serve, but you learn your strengths, your interests, your talents, your goals, and you learn more about the world around you. Often, these are lessons that we just unfortunately don't learn in the classroom. Some schools and employers also love to see community involvement on an application. For some, it shows responsibility, maturity, empathy, that you're proactive and that you're willing to help others. So let's talk about finding or creating your own community service. Think about the change or changes that you would like to see in your community. Think about challenges that you, your family, or someone you know may have faced or is still facing. Talk to family and friends and see if they have similar interests. Together, you may be able to find exactly what you're looking for. Speak to trusted members of your school or places of worship to see what the immediate needs of the community are, both inside and outside of the community, as well as learn how you can be connected to those people who can lead you towards your service goals. By meeting like minded people who can and want to help, you have an opportunity to build relationships and make connections that last. For the past few weeks, we have been seeing family members, classmates, neighbors, etc., protesting, marching, and volunteering in relation to the Black Lives Matter movement. There are many ways that you too can become involved, no matter your age or size. Whether you want to become more involved or you just want to walk alongside a trusted adult, your participation, energy, and intentions have value. If you have a community service idea that you really want to work on, go for it. Ask for help. Speak to your trusted adults. Speak to local businesses, elected officials. Ask them for donations and share with them exactly what it is you need to meet your goals. Let me share some ideas that can be done right now. You can distribute water, snacks, meals to protesters and marchers, hand out masks or hand sanitizer, help to advertise community events by handing out flyers or posting to your social media, as long as you have your parents' approval. Donate your time by making phone calls if a call center is available. If you're over the age of 18, help with a voter registration drive. If you speak more than one language, help translate. Coordinate a babysitting club for protesters and marchers who may not feel comfortable taking their small children out in such large crowds. Remember, even though you are not getting paid for your time when involved in community service, there is a level of pride and satisfaction in knowing your efforts made a difference that can't be matched, and it lasts much longer than just that day. Your efforts can have an impact for a lifetime, for both you and others. It's that feeling that keeps you giving of yourself and time. Your impact may also inspire others to do the same, and so on and so on, and that is how a movement is created. Remember, the goal of community service is impacting large change by small actions in a community. That's it. Thank you so much for your time, and I am open to any questions that you may have.